Hi guys, I'm going to show you how to do the easiest applique. I've done applique for years because I like it so much. It's just a lot of fun doing it. So I've played with a lot of different ways of trying it, and I've, kind of just tried different things. And this one I came up with several years ago, and oh my gosh, it's perfect because your applique comes out perfect with crisp lines on the outside every time. So the first thing you're going to need is your design. So I'm going to do a simple heart just for the instruction. So I found this online and printed it out. And then you're going to need some sew-in interfacing, or what I use is pattern paper. It's just pattern paper, but it's machine washable, so it can stay in the fabric. It's soft, so it works fine too. You just don't want it to be fusible. You want it to be a sew-in. So you're going to need a piece of that, large enough to cover the design. And then you're going to need a piece of fabric that your heart is actually going to be cut out of, which I'm going to have my heart in red polka dots. Figured that'll show up on camera pretty good, and that's a big enough piece for that. And then you're going to need your backing. So this is just a piece of scrap fabric I had just for the purpose of the video, and it's a yellow piece. So this is going to be my backing, and my heart will be appliqued onto that. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing you want to do is take your design and your sew-in interfacing or pattern paper and place it over your design, and then you're going to take a pencil and outline that. You're just going to draw right over the top of that so that the design is copied onto your sew-in interfacing. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've traced my heart onto my interfacing. Not the best tracing, but hey, it'll work. And so I'm done with my design, and now what I want to do is take my design, can't really see it right there, huh? Take my design and put it right sides together with my fabric. So this is the wrong side of my fabric, this is the right side, and I'm going to place it right on top of there. And then I'm going to go to the machine and I'm going to sew all along the lines that I traced, all the way around. You don't want to leave an opening. You want it sewn all the way around. So I'm going to go do that, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I've got my heart stitched out, and I did forget to tell you, make sure you back stitch a little bit at the beginning and the end, because you don't want it coming apart before you can get stitched on your backing. But I've got it stitched out. So what we're going to do is I'm going to cut this out about 1/4 of an inch outside the line, because you don't want to cut your threads. So I'm going to cut it out, and then I'll come back and show you and go from there. Okay, so I have my heart cut out. This side is the interfacing, and that's the backing to my fabric. And the next thing I want to do is clip the corners so that it turns nice. I'm going to cut this little pointy thing off at the bottom, and then just kind of clip around it a little bit so that it will fold or turn good. Okay, so it's clipped all around the edges, and then right here in the dip right there, I've cut down just before I've just clipped it right inside there, just outside of the stitches. You definitely don't want to cut your stitches. And then I want you to take it and kind of, might take you a minute to grab a hold of it, but grab a hold of your fabric with one hand and your interfacing with the other, and pull them apart just like that. And making sure you don't clip your fabric, take your scissors and just give it a little cut right there on the interfacing. And then go in, after you lay it out, go in and clip it big enough to be able to turn this right side out. I usually make like a little plus sign in there. It makes it, see, I've cut that. And then just turn it right side out. I have a tool that's really good for poking the corners and stuff out. You can pretty much use whatever you have. You can use chopsticks, you can use whatever you have to push them out. Just don't use scissors because then your blade will go through it. You don't want to use anything that your blade will make it go through. But straighten it out with your whatever tool you've got. And there's the heart, and I'm going to go press it and then I'll be back. So here's my applique heart, and I'm going to stitch it on to my backing. And with doing that, you just want to stitch it with a satin stitch all the way around. Take your time, because especially if you have curves like I do on this, you want to take your time. You go too fast and you're not going to be happy with the stitches. So I'm going to go to do a satin stitch all the way around, and then I'll come back and show you the end result. Okay, so it's all stitched on. You can see the back of it. There's the front of it. It's all stitched on. I have clean lines around it. This is absolutely the easiest and best way that I've found. So I hope it helps you. Thanks for watching.